What's going on, everybody? Doc Genzo here with another duel video. Today we got Virtual World versus INFERNOBLE Knights. While they're getting their hands ready here, make sure to subscribe to the channel, really helps us out. Let's go ahead and get into it. Virtual World are going to start us off first. Once everything gets settled up here. Starting us off with a nice, beautiful Ultimate Rare Emergency Teleport. Summoning a level 3 Psychic from the deck. Got a flex on that rarity, folks, as a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players know. Very nice, very nice. Summoning a Virtual World Nyan. Then using the effect of Virtual World Lulu in the hand. Targeting the Nyan, sending a card of a different type to the graveyard and adding a card of the third type. So, adding a spell, sending a trap. So he's going to add a Kowloon and send a Virtual World Gate Zhuan Wu to the grave. Kowloon's going to activate now. Putting a Chuche on the board. Face up. Virtual World Gate Chuche. Very nice card, Kowloon. Very good card as well. Activating the effect of Virtual World Lily in the hand, targeting the Chuche. Sending a Virtual World Gate Qinglong to the grave, and then sending another card of a different type to the graveyard than the one targeted as well. Sending a Virtual World Otohime Toto. Banishing the Qinglong now in order to search, and then discard a card from his hand. Adding a Virtual World Gigi. And sending a Foolish Burial Goods. Looks like we're going to be thinking of the next play here. Synchroing for 6. Into Stardust Charge Warrior, letting him get a draw off. Then using the effect of Virtual World Lao in the hand. Sending a card than the one he's targeted of a different type. Special summoning it, and then special summoning a Virtual Monster from the graveyard. Special summoning a Lulu. Then using the effect of Nyan in the grave on that summon to summon itself, but banishes when it leaves the field. Synchroing with the Lao and the Stardust Charge Warrior. Into an Ultimaya Tzolk'in. Setting a card and then using Tzolk'in's effect whenever he sets to specimen a level 8 dragon. Summoning Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Thinking about his next possible play here. Normal summoning the GG, or special summoning the GG off its own effect. Dumping a Kowloon. Then letting him add a Virtual Monster to his hand at the end phase from the grave. That or Virtual Card. Looks like we're going to synchro for another 6 here. Into, I believe, the Virtual World Synchro. No, it was a Muddy Mud Dragon. Apologies. Linking it in the Tzolk'in. Into apologies for the glare, but I can't really see that. So if you want to let me know what that is in the comments, that'd be great. Syncering into Shin Shin as well. Virtual QB. Then an in phase adding back the Lulu. INFERNOBLE's not draw for the turn. Let's see if you can get past this board here, folks. I believe that's an invoked Kaliga, actually. Makes sense with Muddy Mud Dragon, maybe. Using Chuche, this effect to shuffle 2 banished virtual worlds back into the deck to blow up a face-up card they control after he summons a Super Quantum Red Layer. Then we're going to go to game 2. Alright folks, here we're on game 2. INFERNOBLE's are going to start us off with a Heritage of the Chalice. Then you're going to add an INFERNOBLE Knight Oliver. Normal summoning the Oliver. Activating INFERNOBLE Arms Durandal, equipping it to the Oliver. Destroying it to add a level 5 or lower Fire Warrior from his deck to his hand. Adding a Fire Flint Lady. Special summoning her and then linking those 2 off. To an Isolde. 2 Stories of the Noble Knights. Using her effect to grab another Super Quantum Red Layer. Then sending 4 ritual spells, possibly, in order to summon a level 4 warrior from the deck off Isolde's effect. But it looks like there's an answer to it. That's going to be Infinite Impermanence. Banishing both the warriors to add the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade back to hand that he banished off Isolde, or sent to the graveyard off Isolde. Apologies. Using Different Dimension Revival, pitching the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade to special summon back the Oliver. Special summoning Renaud now, since he controls a Fire Warrior. Adding back, I believe that's a Silver Armor. I'm not quite sure what the name is. Yes, Metal Silver Armor. Metal Silver Armor, for those that don't know, is what got INFERNOBLEs to the top 2 at the YCS recently. And it basically says nothing can be targeted except the equipped monster with any effects. Looks like he's thinking on if he wants to interrupt that. And looks like that's going to go through. Then he's going to equip it onto the Renaud. Linking 2 now into Hug Fabrax. Special summoning a Despot 01 from the deck. Linking in 3 into a Mecha Phantom Beast. Link. See if I can't recall the name here. Special summoning 3 tokens off its effect. Synchroing with the 01 into the tokens into a Power Tool Dragon. Getting a Living Fossil and 2 different dimensional revivals from the deck, randomly adding 1 to hand. Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. That's the name of the card. Now it looks like that token and the Power Tool are going to get trued off. To summon a Mecha Phantom Beast from the deck, and I'll make 2 more tokens. Special summoning the Despot 01 back from the graveyard. Summoning an Underworld Fighter Balmung, synchroing with it. Banishing Oliver and Assault to add back Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. Activating DDR again to summon the Oliver. Linking Oliver and synchroing Oliver and a token into a Shooting Riser Dragon. Sending a Super Quantum Red Layer to reduce his level. Figuring out what he wants to do here. Combo decks, there's so many options here, folks. You never quite know till you got it. Looks like we're going to synchro once again into a INFERNOBLE Knight Captain Roland. It looks like he will not be using his effect on summon. So I believe you have to send an equip from the deck first. Now synchroing with him and the Mecha Phantom Beast into a INFERNOBLE Knight Emperor Charles. Sorry, it took me a minute there. Banishing the Renaud and the Balmung to add back Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. Special summoning Immortal Phoenix Gearfried by banishing an equipped spell from the grave. He's going to banish a DDR. And Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, I believe, is equipped to Charles. Then Charles at end phase is going to attempt to equip stuff, but that's going to get impermed as well. And Roland's effect is going off on end phase. It is activated. So he's going to send an equip spell and then add a Fire Warrior. Now here's a interesting thing. Did he have the... I do not believe he had the Oliver Engrave to equip. The virtual is going to draw for turn nonetheless. Activating a virtual gate Kowloon. Putting a Chuche on the board. On the resolution, Roland's going to activate in the grave to equip himself to a warrior he controls. This is a quick effect. Equipping himself to Gear Free, giving him 500 attack. Charles will then activate blowing up the Chuche. Activating a Qinglong from the hand. Using Qinglong's effect. Pitching a GG to target something and negates effects for the turn. Targeting Gearfried, I suppose, but then Gearfried's going to negate it. But then Gamma is going to be responded to Gearfried. A lot of chaining happening there. Looks like Gigi's gonna dump a Lulu. Special itself, and then he gets to add something back from his graveyard at the end phase. This deck is kinda bonkers, folks. Don't let it fool you. Don't let all the pretty colors and cute little creatures fool you. This deck goes hard. Now it looks like Chuche is going to get banished to make Gigi a 6, overlay into Tolmi. Tolmi is going to put the Charles back in the extra deck. And then swing over the Auroradon. Then Zeus is going to be put over him on second main phase. Then in phase Lulu is going to be put back in hand. Zeus is so prevalent these days, guys. Zeus is just such a good card. It's nuts. Attributing the Shooting Riser to normal summoning Super Quantum Red Layer now. And here's where his first misplay occurs. He adds back another Super Quantum Red Layer as opposed to getting the gear free to force the Zeus activation. Renaud is then going to get special summoned, adding back a DDR from the Banish Zone, which apparently he can do. He's going to spend a minute here trying to decide how he can get over that Zeus, as it is an issue to be dealt with. linking off the two into another Isolde. Using Isolde's effect. To add a Phantom Knight of Torn Scales. Figuring out his next move here, using Isolde's second effect, dumping one equipped spell to summon a Fireflint Lady from the deck. Trying to figure out his next possible play here, folks. It's very hard to get over a Zeus. Tributing Fireflint Lady to summon a warrior from the hand, but seeing as how he added it with Isolde, he cannot add or activate the effect of Phantom Knights of Torn Scales this turn. Which his opponent will remind him of. So instead, he's going to opt to summon the Ancient Cloak instead. I believe he's figured out his misplay at this point, seeing as he needed to add the Zeus in order to out the, or added the Gear Free to out the Zeus. Sorry guys, brain is kind of soft today. Seeing if he has an answer to this, as Zeus is indeed a problem. One effect activation can pretty much start the game over, except for your opponent now has a 3k beat stick on the board. Using the effect of Divine Sword. Activating the effect of Different Dimension Revival. Summoning the Roland. Seeing if he wants to chain Zeus to the activation of DDR first. And it looks like, yes, that will be the case. Everything will be sent to grave, and that'll be the match. Virtual Worlds take it.